Hi, First Presbyterian Asheville. We've got a beautiful weekend here in the mountains. We're going to get some sunshine after a week of clouds and rain. I hope that you're finding some ways to enjoy God's creation and the beauty of this time of year and this place that we live. I want to share with you what's coming up in worship this weekend, and then I want to offer an encouraging word. First, what's coming up this weekend? We're continuing our study of the parables. So we're doing the parables in worship alongside a study of the book by Amy Jill Levine called Short Stories by Jesus, and the Arts Camp, which is inviting us into the parables through art during the week. This Sunday is the parable of the Samaritan, and you'll have to listen to the sermon on Sunday to find out why it's the Samaritan and not the Good Samaritan. But it's the parable of the Samaritan this week. And then on Sunday morning, there's a live class at 9:45 where we're going to study that parable and kind of dig underneath it. There's probably some surprises there, some things you may not expect, some things you've learned over the years that need to be unpacked. So we'll dive deeper into that. And Megan Fendice is going to lead us in that class at 9:45. Arts Camp continues this week, and there's a call at 3 o'clock for participants, and you can do that or not. You can participate in Arts Camp by going to our website and clicking on Growing Faith at Home. On Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock, there is an ice cream social for youth in the church parking lot at 40 Church Street. Socially distanced, you can find more about that on our website as well. So here's the encouraging word. I was in several conversations this week where people were just expressing a sense of worry about the future. It seems like at this particular moment, we're beginning to look ahead to the end of August and September and wonder what that's going to look like for schools, for employers. Next week in our state, the governor's going to release an education plan, and I'm hopeful about that, but I'm pretty confident it's not going to sort out all of our questions. And a lot of us are just experiencing a sense of worry. What's this going to look like? What's it going to mean? The thing that kept coming to my mind was in Matthew chapter 6, where Jesus says, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink." Jesus is giving a Sermon on the Mount in there, and that passage is one of the most famous. He says, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, for your heavenly Father knows that you need all of these things." And Jesus gives us really two good pieces of advice in that passage of Matthew chapter 6. The first is very practical. And the practical advice is worry is not going to add a single day to your life. Now, that doesn't mean we stop worrying. It's hard to not worry when we're faced with a lot of uncertainty. But we can remind ourselves of that. We can sometimes stop ourselves from going down the rabbit hole, so to speak. And Jesus' wisdom is that worry doesn't add a single inch to how high you are, or a different translation, it doesn't add a single minute to how long you're going to live. You might even say that worry takes away some time off your life. So that's a very practical part of what Jesus is teaching. But then the spiritual part is Jesus says, instead, focus your attention on God's provision rather than on what you don't know. Focus your attention on what you do know, or rather who you know, that God, your heavenly parent, is going to care for you in the same way that God always has. There's a lot that we don't know about what's coming, and those questions are more and more bubbling to the surface. But we do know that God is going to care for us, that God is going to be with us each step of the way, and that we will have the wisdom, the strength, the resources, the spiritual and emotional and physical energy to meet the needs when it comes. So take that as an encouraging word from the mouth of Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount. Do not worry about your life. Again, I hope you find some time to enjoy the beauty of where we live this weekend and God's creation. If we can be of any help to you, please be in touch. Take good care, and I hope to be in touch with you in some way soon.